What's going on, YouTube? This is Rodney with You Know Who Gear Core EDC with a today's carry overview show and tell. In the pocket today is the Twosun TS81 by Wong Denxin design, done in a full titanium frame with bone inlays symmetrically done on both sides in D2. Very nice concept of a knife. Pocket kill clip. Let me get them words out. Works very well in and out of pocket. The ceramic ball, even though that is serrated on this bone, it is somewhat slick. It goes in and out of pocket very nice. And the look in the pocket, while it's not deep carry, it is not a lot sticking out. The standard 1/2 inch, I believe, give or take a few. I like the feathering that is done on the 3D milling, and that ceramic ball looks really nice in the pocket. I have seen other videos and heard and talked. I know on the S90V version, this is a blacked out version, or it's carbon fiber. I'm thinking about dyeing this in the black. I think that would look good. I have noticed as of recently there is a light crack here, and I can't tell if it goes all the way through. I will find that out when I disassemble, if I end up doing the modification on the bone. And then again, I might keep this stock. Not really decided yet, but I really like the micro milling and all the different contours and cutouts on the frame, and the nice texturing cutouts that goes on the back spine of the knife and the back spacer. Nice contouring, done really nice. Great grip on this knife, great action, beautiful blade shape. I'd call this pretty much a straight back, maybe somewhat of a drop point. Nice long belly. And there you see the Wong Denxin. His name is Wong Denxin, but on the knives they put Wong Design because he's the one who designed it. This is in D2. And like I said, there are quite a few variants of this in the G10 and now in S90V in blade steels. The D2 are a little bit harder to find, this model is, but you do see them pop up here and there. I'm sure you can find them on AliExpress or DHgate. I'm not sure about DHgate. AliExpress, they have a Twosun store. And there's a seller, Tangley, that sells them on Amazon. Nice cutaway on the presentation show side, which allows you to access a chamfered area on the lock bar for closing. This has a ground detent ramp. It has a stop pin. It's running on bearings. It has a hardened lock bar insert with over travel stop. And we're looking at about, get that to focus, come on. It's not wanting to work with me. About 25%, I would say. Besides the over travel stop that's built into the hardened insert, we also have some sort of a over travel on the liner to where it engages and hits the bone. Maybe if that has been pressed too hard, and that's probably what happened. I've played with it, and other people, friends of mine, have messed with this knife. They might have over pushed just a little bit and possibly caused that stress fracture there in the bone. I'm sure this wouldn't be too hard to modify and put carbon fiber in it, or maybe some of that Refer uranium SFX material. That would look really nice. I think that's an idea. I might have to do that. That would look good on this. I don't know if I could get all the spline work done on it like this, but there's a possibility I could. And the contouring wouldn't be too bad. Let me know what you think in the comment section if y'all think I would like to see something like that. I'm starting to mod knives here and there, and I got a few things in the works, and stay tuned for that. I got a video coming up soon on a knife mod for a subscriber of mine. And I'm really looking forward to that and showing it to you guys and girls. Nice jimping on the flipper tab. This is pretty much a light switch, push button. Can't really, you can maybe push button a little bit. As you can see, I'm pushing, 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 pushing. And it's not really a push button. I would say it's light switch only. Maybe some of y'all push button different than I do. The flipper tab comes into conjunction and creates a nice forward ramp for engagement. Really nice purchase on this knife. Get a full 4-finger grip with some grip left over. Nice jimping cutouts on that transfer from the backspacer and blend into the frame of the knife on both sides. Again, the bone is on both sides, so it's a very nice symmetrical knife. This knife is not righty or lefty, but I believe with this bone insert, it would be very simple to modify the scale on this side to move to right or left. So this is a knife that would be easy to mod for lefty love. That being said, I'm a righty, so I will not be doing that. The overall shape of this knife just feels great. In hand, when the grip, the clip has no hot spot in the hand. It just feels really nice. Reverse grip, also a very nice feel, and that jimping on the back of the frame gives you a nice purchase. This is just a well executed design by Wong. I really like Twosun's, and I really like Wong Denxin designs. Of course, I like all the designers out there, the Jelly Jerry's and the Night Morning and the Caleb Fechner, and you know, there's just so many brands. If I don't mention it, I don't mean no disrespect. Just great work. Mazwan Mokhtar, oh my God, love Mazwan Mokhtar, if I'm saying that right. Love his work. I think there's the Twosun TS43. I really, really want that knife. Beautiful knife. It hasn't been out too long, and it's a front flipper, and if they would release it in a Damascus blade, oh my God, that would be so sweet. I'm getting off topic. The Twosun TS81 is a great full-size knife, and Wong Denxin has a tendency to make larger knives. It's all T8 hardware for the bone scales and pocket clip and pivot screw. The hardened insert is a T6. And I've showed you what it looks like in pocket. For a length on this knife, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right at 5 inches in the closed position. And a blade length cutting edge, we're looking at 3 3/4. It does have a somewhat of a finger choil, but more or less it's a sharpening choil. There's a very high risk of cutting your finger trying to use that as a front finger choil, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. There's a nice swedge along the top of the blade. The spine of the knife comes down to a very nice pointed but yet still durable tip. The grind lines look very symmetrical from right to left. If I can get that in there. Very nice profile. You can see the evenness of it there. Blade stock, we're looking at 150 thousandths. The frame at the bone measurement is 573. And behind the edge, we're looking at 12 thou. Well, let me remeasure that. About 14 thou behind the edge. So very slicey, full flat grind up to the top swedge on the crown spine of the blade. You have the Twosun moniker on one side and Wong Denxin design on the far side, and the blade nomenclature showing that it's D2. And again, this knife is running on bearings. The cutout on this knife, which I just noticed, there is a burr there that I have not noticed before in carrying this knife. It looks like it's a crack in the frame. It is not. Can you see that burr right there? Something that a diamond file would easily fix. You can see that it does not transpire over, but you can see the raised portion. I noticed that when I carried it today, but I'm not at work, so I couldn't knock that down. You know, fit and finish, this was something that can be common on all knives. For the most part, I have had great luck and been very pleased with the quality and tolerance and QC checks that I'm sure Twosun does on their knives. They're pretty good about not sending junk out. And most knife companies are. Sometimes you got to be real careful about what you're buying. The price point on this, I paid less than $50 for it. And I've had it for quite a while. This was about my 10th Twosun that I purchased. So I got a good deal on it. Like, I've seen these go for as high as $100. And it's just a great overall knife. Anybody who's interested in Twosun, I would personally recommend this knife. It is a great knife. If you like a larger knife, it does take up some real estate in the pocket because of the size and the length. The flipper tab does stick out, not too overly aggressive, but there is some sticking out. So when you stick your hand in the pocket, you would grab across the back of the spine there, but it's nice and chamfered. There are no sharp edges on this knife anywhere except maybe the very tip of the pocket clip, but it is nice and radiused and not going to cut you. Again, that slight burr on the cutout for the lock bar relief does have a little small burr on it, but that can be addressed and fixed by me. I think it would have been nicer if it was done on the interior of the knife to make the aesthetics a little more cleaner. They do it on some of their knives, but most they do not. As with other companies, it is generally and mechanically sounder, from what I understand, if it's done on the exterior versus the interior of the knife. But that's what we got. And for a weight, let's see, did I give you an overall? I did not give you an overall length, and I got stickers on my board. So for an overall length, we are looking at roughly 8 and about 3/4, maybe 13/16, 812 thousandths. So, you know, it's not an overly large knife, but it does have some size to it. And feeling in hand, it's at least 4 ounces. So let's see what we got here. I didn't notice in the pocket today much. Of course, it's been a lazy day. It's been, you know, off work Sunday around the house and stuff. So, yeah, it's 4.53 ounces. So I was a ½ ounce off. And we're looking at 128.4 grams. You know, I carry knives that go as big as 6 ounces. You know, some even heavier. And I'm a big guy, so, and I wear a belt. So as far as pulling my pants off, I'm not worried about it. That's not a concern of mine. You know, wearing this knife on beach shorts, unless you got your waistline tied off, you know, that might be a concern. Of course, I wouldn't carry this knife to the beach anyway because it's in D2 and it might rust on you. A comparison size to the Rat 1 and Rat 2. Get that in frame for you. So you can see it's closer along the lines of the Rat 1. And the Rat 2 is considerably smaller. And blade shape. Much thicker, wider blade on the Rat 1. Leaner on the TS81. The Rat 1 is similar to profile in thickness of frame. Blade stock is a little heavier on the Rat 1. And you can see handle to ratio is a little bit longer. So the Rat 1 is a little bit of a larger knife. So anybody that would be carrying a Rat 1 in the pocket, I don't see this as being a problem carried in the pocket. And you get very high-end materials, and I believe it's what they call their TC4 grade titanium. I know there's what 6.4 LV or 6.4 AV or something. The advertised on the majority of the Twosun knives that I see is TC4, which is a fine titanium. It's true, real titanium. Some people might call it China titanium. But I've machined on some of it, and it machines just like the other titanium. The higher end, or what I would call, I reckon, American grade titanium. So, and it produces a nice white spark, as we all, or most of us probably know that titanium does. Sharpens easily, strops easily. D2 is pretty resilient. On different videos I've seen, the Rockwell is meeting the base or better recommended hardness levels. So I think that anybody that wants to check out Twosun, if they shop around, because they are sort of hard to get your hands on, because you either have to go to AliExpress and pay a premium, or you take your chance on bidding. And here, as of lately, on eBay, because they have become more popular due to maybe me and mainly other YouTubers that are more popular or have more subscribers, they are gaining some popularity in the knife world, as where they used to not be as heard of. And now that they're being more showed and reviewed and such, the prices seem to be going up a little bit, which is a bummer for me, because I really like Twosuns. So I should stop recording videos to keep the price down, but nobody else is, and I want to show you guys what I have from time to time and why I like it, and so forth and so forth. So anyway, that's what I got for you today. I hope y'all have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all the veterans and the ones who have families of veterans that have passed on for your service. God bless America. God bless the world. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I hope y'all just, again, have a great day. This is Rodney with GaraCore EDC. And remember, keep that edge right. Bye now.